first things first, it looks just like the Surface Laptop 1. You are not going crazy. They did not change a whole lot on the exterior. And that's okay, because I actually think the Surface Laptop Go is one of the prettiest devices Microsoft makes. I actually think it's prettier than a Surface Laptop. Now don't call me crazy, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just the dimensions, that it's like squished and stocky, or it just feels more balanced. The Surface Laptop are 13.5 inch screens, and those 13.5 inch screens at a 3:2 screen ratio, they feel pretty big. This just, dude, I mean, I could throw it in my bag and go. Like, I'd be okay. I could goof off with it and play, and it would get the job done. So I like it. New color. Check out the Sage. Everybody's gone green. We've got green iPhones. We've got green S22s and Ultras. Look, I'm not a green guy, so whatever. If you like the deep green, go for it, but that's just not me. What's really nice about the Surface Laptop Go is this is an inexpensive device. I mean, look, let's check this out. Let's take a look at Microsoft's little homepage and configurator. $599 is the starting point. Let Uncle Mikey save you some pain. Do not, under any circumstances, buy the $599 model. It's ridiculous. Nothing in 2022 should come with 4 gigabytes of RAM. Not even phones come with 4 gigabytes of RAM. I don't think my calculator comes with 4 gigabytes of RAM anymore. Do not buy it. I don't know what they were thinking. Go for the $699 model. It's an i5, 8 gig, 128. It's the only difference, $100 from 4 to 8 gig. It's ridiculous. They obviously wanted a low price point. I think it was a mistake. Why not just go in at $649, split the difference and just start at 8 gig Microsoft? You could have done it. And then if you want to pay the extra $100, you get 256 gig, which sounds a little bit better. While we're on the subject of pricing, that's where it gets interesting, because the Surface Laptop 4 has been out for a little while, the 13.5 inch model. And so just bear in mind, they are regularly on sale. They're almost always on sale. Last Black Friday, for example, $699, I bought a Surface Laptop 4 with the Ryzen chip and 128 gig SSD. So $699, $799, you're dangerously close here between the two, depending on the size that you need. Personally, I like the smaller size, and I'm going to tell you why. Let's go back and check out the actual tech specs here of the device, and I'm going to show you a couple of things that are interesting. This is a 12.4 inch screen. I'm going to do a comparison video with the Surface Pro 8, so I don't want to get into it too much here. But one of the things I noticed, I was talking to TJ about it in the studio here, is I can look at the screen and it feels okay. Nothing feels really cramped and small. Whereas every time I use the Surface Pro 8, I find myself struggling a little bit, my older eyes. It seems tight. Everything seems tight. And I was trying to figure out why, because the Surface Pro 8 is a 13 inch screen now. This is a 12.4. And then I went to check some specs and I was right in my conclusion or my idea. This is a lower PPI. This is running 148 PPI versus about 267. What does that mean? It means the resolution on the screen at 1536 by 1024 is lower than a Surface Pro 8, and I've got that up here for comparison. That's a 2880 by 1920. And I get it. You sat there thinking, but hang on a second, why do I want to buy a lower res screen when I can buy a high res screen? Let me tell you why. High res is not always better. We're seeing this a lot. Resolution matters, and 4K doesn't work on small laptops. It's why a lot of manufacturers, the Dell XPS video we dropped recently, 3.5K on the OLED, and that's a 15 inch screen. They also make a 4K. Look at Microsoft Surface laptops, no 4K options at all. You see a lot of these 3K, 2K screens. Apple's got a unique resolution. The reason why all these manufacturers have done this is because the resolution and the scaling are actually more important to find that balance per screen size. So on this little 12 inch screen, having that lower res is okay because everything looks sharp, everything looks clear, and dare I say it, to steal a phrase from Apple, this is probably a retina-ish display. To the human eye, I'm not seeing pixels. That's all we need to get to. We don't need to go crazy and go overboard because the scaling comes back and bites. So using this, I can get more done comfortably than on the larger 13 inch screen of a Surface Pro 8. You might think differently, but you know, that is what it is and my eyes are what they are. Always been a fan of the Surface keyboards. They are some of my favorites. This one does not let you down. You've got that same soft cushion press. I don't know what it is. For my fingers, I love it and it's still my favorite. I do wish Microsoft would do what Apple have done and just stretch the size of the keys a little bit. After you use some of the new MacBook keys on the MacBook Pro keyboard and now the new MacBook Air M2 that was just announced, you wouldn't think those extra few millimeters makes that much of a difference, but it really does. And it's okay having a gap around the keys, but do we really need it? I'm still waiting on my Dell XPS 13 Plus. They've taken that keyboard thing to a whole new level and there's barely any edges around them and the keys just go flush across the whole thing. I'm really excited to try that and test it and see how it works. Good thing with Microsoft keyboards, they don't play any games. Everything's where you expect it to be. No weird buttons down the side. All the function keys, what you would expect. Sound, screen brightness. I think Windows manufacturers need to stop playing around with keyboards and make them standardized. Muscle memory is a thing, and when people are looking for new devices, those are the kind of things that irritate people. And it ends up giving Microsoft and Windows a bad rap because you get frustrated when something's in a different place and you don't really know what it is that's frustrating you, but you know something is. And Apple doesn't have that issue because they've got that uniformity across their devices. So all the Windows manufacturers, in my opinion, need to get a little bit more uniform on some basic things to make life easier for the Windows user. The trackpad, however, is a little bit disappointing. The trackpad has that hollow click. You can't feel it a whole lot, but I'm hoping you can see this. It's just moving and it looks, interesting. Doesn't do it on the right side, only on the left. But it looks like I'm clicking. I can feel the movement, but it's not clicking. And then if I press, it's like I move it down and then it hits the layer underneath and then I can press. The XPS 15 had this a little bit. I call it kind of like a trackpad wobble, if you like. This has definitely got it more. Now, I know this is an inexpensive device, $599, $699. But again, you can get Surface Laptop 4s for very, very close to these price points when they're on sale. And they are always on sale because they're midway through their cycle. And we're probably going to see the Surface Laptop 5 in October. So that's a little disappointing for me. I can live with it. I can put up with it. I don't think it should be there. I don't think it's just this unit. I think that you're going to find this on the majority of Surface laptops. I think it's a build quality issue, in other words, not a deficiency on the unit that I'm testing today. Something that I love about Surface devices, they make the most beautiful touchscreens. Again, I can't explain it to you. If you look here at the side, it's so flat, it's so straight, it's so clean and so uniform. I don't have this crazy notch thing going on in the middle because I just don't think it's necessary and it just looks ugly. It's balanced all the way around.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Obviously the bezel at the bottom is a little bit bigger, but it's a small device. It needs the height. I think they're some of the nicest screens, but my caveat is, and Mr. Microsoft, hear me on this, get the uniformity figured out. Because again, this scaling and this resolution, this PPI thing is unbalanced. For example, it's almost perfect on the Surface Go Laptop 2. I go to a Surface Pro 8 and it's too tight. The res is too high. Yes, I can change the scaling, but if I use a default scale and go down a step, it goes too much of the way. So I got to use a custom scale, and custom scaling does not work well with Windows. I go to a Surface Laptop 4, and in the 13.5 inch, I can live with it, but it just doesn't seem like it fits quite right for me in my eyes. But the 15 inch does, and it's nice. But I go to the Surface Laptop Studio, and suddenly I am in utopia once again. It's the sweet spot of resolution, PPI, and it's glorious. So in order of the best Microsoft Surface screen, if you wanted to know that, the Surface Laptop 4 Studio has, to me, the perfect blend of resolution, PPI, ratio, 14.4 inches, and a 3.2 screen. Laptop Go 2 would be next, and the Surface Laptop range, 15 inch would be third, 13.5 inch would be last. You might think I'm being a bit crazy. Go to Best Buy and just look at them. Just open up some web browsers, check it out, try reading the text, compare the different sizes. It's interesting to see, and I think it's a slight gap on Microsoft's part. I think they just need to work a little bit harder on that. It's something that Apple gets really right. They've got their icons, their text, it's the same no matter what the screen size, because they've built those resolutions and those PPIs around keeping things very, very uniform. And again, it's a little thing, but it's a little thing that matters because we all live in a world of multiple devices. And as you're floating between devices, you just want it to feel consistent. You want it to feel familiar. You don't want to be looking around for things in different places. You don't want to be looking at things and thinking, why does this look different? Let's talk about the chassis. The bottom of these things, it's like this rubberized material, and I love it, okay? I don't care that it's not aluminum or magnesium or whatever exotic material it is that they're using right now, and I think it's actually magnesium, I'm just playing with you. But you get to the bottom, you've got this two-tone thing going on. It's kind of where it changes from the magnesium to this rubberized feel, and it's awesome. The feet grip really nicely, it feels lovely in the hand, it feels really lightweight. It almost feels like I'm just carrying a notebook or something like that. Look, if you're a college student or something like that, dude, these things are the way to go. Like, it's killer. If you just want something portable you can throw in your bag as a getting the job done when you're out and about, I could absolutely see this device working for you. On the subject of that material at the bottom, however, when you're using this device, this is an 11th gen processor. So let's talk about that for a second. Microsoft did not go 12th gen. How could they? The Surface laptops aren't 12th gen. There was no way they could bring out the lowest end device that they make and put a 12th gen chip in it. It's the realities of capitalism. It's the realities of business. This is their lowest price device. It's going to have to be the lowest spec device. But they're going to upgrade to 12th gen with the Surface laptops very soon and the Surface Laptop Studio. At that point, we'll have the current range for model year 2022. The issue with 11th gen, it's a great jump up from 10th. So I think performance-wise, this is going to be a lot better. However, the battery life on the 10th gen was shockingly bad, in my opinion. I don't know why I'm saying that. Obviously, it's my opinion because it's my tech channel. But it was bad. I haven't had time to play with this long enough to give you my opinion on battery life. But in general, looking at a Surface laptop, the 11th gen battery life was pretty much okay. 5, 6, maybe 7 hours, that's going to be your range. You're not going to get 10, 12 hours out of this, so just be realistic with it. But this isn't built to be a device that you work on for 8 to 10 hours a day. This is a throw it in your bag, get a little bit of stuff done when you're out and about. It's a companion device. It's a complementary device. Or I'm going to a class. I'm going to be there for an hour. Maybe I got a couple classes today. And then when I get back to my desk, I'm going to plug it into my dock or my monitor that powers while I'm connected to it. Those kind of use scenarios are going to work great. But you are going to deal with heat. It's an 11th gen chip. They weren't great for heat. Even 12th gen isn't great for heat. But 11th was worse. And I can tell you, in the time that I've used this, that bottom, my golly, it gets warm, especially in this back half of the device. I love the channeling for the heat on the back. I don't know why anybody would make vents that blow down. Dell. Put it on the back, blow the heat away from me, not onto my legs, because I actually use a laptop on my lap quite regularly. Call me crazy, but they're called laptops. If you can live with the heat, it's not going to be an issue. Is it going to burn you? No. Is it going to be more than warm? Yes. Do I live in Houston, Texas? Yes. It's hot down here, folks. I don't need any extra heat. I got plenty of heat all by myself when I go outside and even when I'm inside. So just be mindful of it. It's there and it's something. Ports, standardized Surface dock connector on one side. You've got a USB-C, you've got a USB-A, and you've got a headphone jack. Minimal ports, perfect for what this device is. Should you buy it? If you're looking for a small, portable, lightweight device, what else are you going to buy? Like seriously, what else are you going to buy? Could you get a MacBook Air 1 on sale on Black Friday for $799? Probably. We had it before. Could you get a Surface laptop 13.5 inch on a Black Friday sale at $699, $799? Absolutely. However, they've released this early enough in the year that by the time Black Friday comes, this isn't going to be a new device anymore, and this is going to be on sale as well. So that $699 model, 128 gig, 8 gig, I suspect is going to be a $449, $499 kind of Black Friday crazy sale maybe just in the morning or that one day, and probably a $5.99 Black Friday week or holiday price point sale. That's going to be killer. Even at $6.99 today, if you have to buy one today, comparing to the devices, if you need size, portability, I would choose this over a Surface Pro 8 all day long. And I can't believe I'm saying that because I like the Surface Pro 8. It's really well built. It's obviously the flagship device, but this thing is killer. So let's talk about sound. The speakers are surprisingly good for a small device. I think the Surface Pro 8 has the best sound of all the Surface laptops. They clearly put a little bit of extra energy into that, but this is really close. So this is 50% audio. Check it out. Let me try something else here. Just trying to find some royalty-free music so I can play it for you. Okay, not that one. And let's try and find something a little bit more bassy. So there you have it. It doesn't sound tinny. It doesn't sound hollow. It sounds pretty darn good for a small device. And compared to other laptops, especially at this price point, that's some of the best sounding speakers that I've heard. Other quick things to talk about. Webcam 720p. Obviously, again, low price device. You're not going to get 1080p. There's plenty of other devices out there with 720 webcams. M1 MacBook Pro, 13.3 inch, for example, at twice the price. 41 watt hours of battery life. Perfectly respectable for the size of the device that it is. It's Wi-Fi 6. You've got Bluetooth 5.1. You got everything that you need in here, folks. Wait. Don't go right now. This is the bit that I need your help with. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you see my videos when they come out. Look, I work really hard on these. I comment on all the comments. Myself, me, Mikey, little old Mikey, all by myself. Because I value you guys and the feedback you give. Hopefully the videos are valuable to you and they're helpful. When you subscribe, you help the channel grow and you'll be awesome. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And now you really can go. Till next time. It's going to be amazing.